to live healthy and alone than to just try to wear marriage like it's some kind of badge and accomplishment, because it's no accomplishment if people in it are miserable and it's unhealthy and people are sick and they're finding ways to work more hours just because they don't want to see your face. And I don't even sleep in the same bed as my husband anymore, right? You got some married couples have separate rooms. That's not what marriage is supposed to be, but they'll keep it just for the sake of saying I'm married and I stayed married.
Yeah. Um,
So is it about just being married or is it about having a healthy one?
but again, that goes that again. So marriage or relationship, you like again, like I was telling Division, you've been
Yeah.
married before. You know
Mm-hmm.
it's not going to be it's not always going to be the honeymoon phase.
Mm-mm.
It's not always going to be like when we first met and when we first started talking and we were first dating.
Oh,
That energy that was there, those immaculate vibes, that's not what it's going to be. A
mm-hmm.
relationship is going to be like real life itself. It's going to be ups and downs. It's going to be peaks and valleys. But if you make a commitment to someone, like you stood up on the altar and said, "Till death do us part,"
Mm-hmm.
in for better or for worse, for rich or for poor, health, sickness. So if you make that commitment, stand on that commitment that you made. Otherwise, if we're just gonna be like, well, listen, this has ran its course. I'm about to go do something else with someone else. Who's what guarantee do you have that the next situation is going to be better than the current situation? It's the whole thinking the grass is greener on the other side thing. Like, who's to say that the next woman that you're going to be with is going to love you and care about you and be just as compassionate towards you as your last woman, or and vice versa? Who's to say that?
So Noble, would you want your wife to say, I'm gonna go ahead and stay married to you because I don't even know if the grass is gonna be greener on the other side. And well, I did promise God I'm gonna go ahead and stick with it. If I didn't have to make those promises, I'd have been going.
Listen, if my wife really loves me, whatever situation, if she really loves and cares about me and wants to be with me,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to work through whatever it is that we got going on.
But
We gonna see it through.
that's nice.
If we don't want to be with each other, then we not gonna see it through. We're gonna throw
But
the towel in.
I get it, and I do believe that there are some marriages where that's the case. Like it's just a hump. It's just a thing. But then you got some of those where it's like, and it doesn't always start this way. I think, like we said, time over time, because we're talking about 10, 20 years, people change, things change, and you have all of these dynamics. And for a lot of people over time, it's like you may have tried to work it and that therapy didn't work. Us trying to communicate didn't work. The life coach didn't work. Are we still going to try to sit in this?
No, and that's what I said, Sergi. But what we cannot do, we cannot just skip over trying to have a conversation between us first and see
Hmm.
change behavior. Let's really exhaust all options before we call it quits.
I
Let's,
believe in that
it's
though. And I'm not
exhaust.
speaking. I believe in that. I believe when it's healthy and when it's right to do that. I'm speaking about those situations that everybody ignores because sometimes people have a false sense of what marriages look like, especially if they haven't been in one or been in a bad one. And I'm just saying for people, because I know I don't know what everybody's marriage looks like. So all you can do is take it at face value. But I know that a lot of people that are married, they don't tell you everything that's going on. They may not tell you that this partner, had a child with somebody else. They may not tell you that she's pregnant with somebody else's child. There's a lot of married secrets that you will never know. And you never know what people have endured or what they've worked on. So I just don't like to talk about it as though people are just divorcing all willy nilly and they didn't try because that's not always the case. Like, even for my situation, I'm divorced, but I had domestic violence. You'll have some people who have those situations where it's really not something to work through. It's not something to stick out, you know? And that's men and women. So I think it's just, I speak for those outlying cases where they didn't throw in the towel easily, but it was time to go. It was volatile.
But like I said earlier, Sergi, I said there are certain things that like nine out of 10 people is gonna say like, don't work through that. Don't try to work through that. Domestic violence is one of them. Verbal and physical abuse, like we not co-signing that. Like
Mm-hmm.
even cheating. I think 7 out of 10 people is not gonna co-sign cheating, even within a marriage. Even if you got a family, y'all got kids, break the family up. Like we not co-signing that. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's certain things that we're not going to co-sign, but we like while like I know you said I don't think people is just getting divorced willy nilly like that,
Do
and
you know
you know
how much work
you
goes in?
might be right. You might be right, but Sergi, you might be right, but we can
Yes.
acknowledge that there are people that aren't really trying to put in any effort to try to like make it work and see it
Mm.
through. And we have acknowledged that women are very emotional. We have acknowledged that women are would more so be the people to do that.
Mm.
And hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But okay, last true or false statement.
Okay.
Most modern women, okay, modern keywords, modern women. Most modern women have no contentment in relationships these days. True or false?
Ooh.